Hello everyone, welcome to Sam IELTS YouTube channel. How are you all? I hope you are all fine. I believe that you are really seriously preparing for the IELTS exam in the 2022 and that's the reason you are watching this video probably. So here I'm going to give you the tips, techniques that you can actually use to crack the IELTS exam in 2022. So, as well as the working professionals who are really watching this video as the subscribers to know about the English language from the basic level to the advanced level, and once again welcome the IELTS aspirants. Welcome. So, let's get into today's topic. So, today's topic, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to tell you the techniques that you can actually use to crack the IELTS exam in 2022. So, how to pass the IELTS exam in 2022. I'm going to describe few steps that you should know before getting into the IELTS exam. Step number 1, find out your target score. Yes, you need to understand before getting into the IELTS exam what is your target score because it varies from person to person. For example, if you are a student, just getting the overall band 6.5 is enough to get into any colleges. Suppose if you get 7+ band, then of course you are eligible for several scholarships in several universities. Understand, analyze the pattern first. Without understanding the pattern, you cannot learn the method, technique, tips, whatever it is. So you need to understand the exam pattern which is vital for this IELTS exam. So what is this exam pattern? As I mentioned you earlier, there are 4 modules in the IELTS exam. Listening, reading, writing and speaking. Out of 4 modules, you need to understand that one module, speaking module, is the face-to-face interaction between you and the examiner. Either you take paper-based test or you take computer-based test. So, in the paper-based test or in the computer-based test, this IELTS speaking, this takes place in the same day or in the different day, which you cannot determine, the IDP exam body will determine. So, there are 11 to 14 minutes dedicated to your speaking exam. So, the examiner will actually have a conversational interview with you and he will analyze your English level and he will give you the marks. Remember, this IELTS speaking exam is a recorded exam. So, you can give your best of your English to get the maximum score. So, this you need to understand very clearly. All other modules, listening, reading and writing takes place in a single day with a duration of 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, what is this duration for? First, you need to understand, first of all, listening, you need to spend 30 minutes and you need to answer for 40 questions, which is in 4 sections. So, 30 minutes, 40 questions, 4 sections for listening. Moving on to the reading exam. In the reading exam, there will be 60 minutes and you need to answer for 40 questions and there will be 3 passages. Passage 1, passage 2 and passage 3. And the level of difficulty for reading will be from slow, medium and high. Next, moving on to the writing exam. In the writing exam, you need to understand there are 2 writing tasks which has 1 hour of time. If you are going for the IELTS general, you need to understand that the writing task 1 is letter writing and writing task 2 is essay writing. So, in the academic, there is a slight change in the writing task 1. Writing task 1 is report writing, however, writing task 2 is essay writing, which remains the same for both the IELTS academic as well as the IELTS general. Right, this is all about understanding the test format. After understanding the test format, what should I do? The next step is that you need to understand the method and the technique, which is a very vital in the IELTS exam because without knowing the methods, techniques, tips, tricks, strategies, of course you cannot clear the exam. So you should know what is the technique that you can use for the reading, writing, listening as well as speaking. Each technique differs. So you need to know, understand the techniques that you can actually use for each module of the exam. Then after understanding the technique, the next step is that you need to practice a lot. Practice, practice, practice. Consistency plays a vital role in clearing the IELTS exam. Remember, if you get band 8+ in the first attempt, it actually changes your life. So you need to practice a lot, being consistent in the preparation of the IELTS exam, which will change your future. The next step is that as well as the writing, you need to hire a tutor. Why I am insisting this is that you need to understand there is someone who is actually getting certified can give you the tips, techniques and corrections which is a very important thing, because the reading and the listening are the receptive skill. So if you really know the methods, techniques, tips, and if you really practice well, you need to understand if you go on for a series of mock tests, of course you can clear the exam very easily. For that also you need to do a series of mock tests, not just only single mock test. Well, let's go on to the speaking as well as writing. Though you know the method, strategies, everything for writing module or the speaking module, it is up to you. You have to do daily conversations. For the daily conversations, of course, you can do the mirror practice, or you can just record your answers and you can listen to your answer. However, you should have a mentor or a facilitator to clear your IELTS exam who should be a certified professional, because this professional will actually help you to clear these exams in the IELTS examiner point of view. Remember, these two are productive skills. You cannot memorize any answers in the IELTS. It is up to you. You need to just practice the answer and you need to give your level best in the IELTS exam. So always try to hire a tutor for this, just reading as well as speaking. Also, you can hire a IELTS tutor for all the 4 modules to understand the method, practice, materials as well as the mock test. So about the IELTS tips that you can actually help you to pass the IELTS in 2022. Team WhatsApp number 90431408444 to book a free demo. If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe us. Also, please visit us in the Instagram page if you really want more tips on a daily basis. So, in the IELTS reading, I gave you the test pattern. So I am going to reveal you certain things that you should know to clear the IELTS reading exam with 8+ band in the first attempt. So what is all about? Understanding the methods, techniques and practice. Yes, this understanding the method and the technique will vary from one question type to another question type. So you need to be careful in the initial stage. However, when you really practice with sincerity, of course this practice will come in hand together. So for the IELTS reading, you should understand the method, the technique and practice. This helps you to crack the IELTS reading with band 8+ in the first attempt itself. Alright, let's move on into the listening. So what to do for listening? Listen. In the listening, there are various accents in the IELTS exam. So you can expect a variety of accents. Canadian accent, British accent, American accent and Australian accent. So I strongly recommend you to watch few shows in the Netflix, or you can listen to any podcast which consists of the native speaker's language, so that you can really get into their accent in handy. When you go on for the IELTS exam, you will not in for few surprises in the IELTS exam because you know the accents very well. Remember me, the accents will vary in the IELTS listening exam. So you need to get in touch with all the accents as much as you can. Dedicate your time to listen a lot. Alright, let's move on into the speaking exam. So what to learn in the speaking exam? In the speaking exam, you need to understand you have to go on for a range of vocabulary because you need to practice a lot of topics, a plethora of topics. Well, this plethora of topics will actually help you to learn the vocabulary which will actually enhance your speaking ability. Also, you need to learn a few grammar techniques because though we know grammar, using the complex sentence in the conversational language is not the Indian style, correct? So, you need to understand how to use the complex statements in your daily conversations which will enhance your IELTS speaking score. Well, what about the writing? Well, in the IELTS writing, you need to understand each question has a certain structure. So, you need to understand the structure, you need to understand the method, and of course, you need to understand how to do the brainstorming. Especially for the writing task, learn a lot of vocabulary, learn a lot of grammar, understanding the brainstorming technique, understanding the planning of the essay. This will help you to manage your time. Within the time limit, you need to complete the essay or the writing task 1 so that you can actually enhance your IELTS writing score. So this is the technique that you can to use to increase your band score in 2022. So what's more, what are you waiting for? If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe us. Also, if you really want any IELTS demo, please visit www.samielts.in or our team WhatsApp number 90431 40844.